Now, to stick on the election-related news, we got to talk about who's raising the money here, because this is very important to understand the trends of where these elections are going. So I want to give a breakdown of the funding totals in 2023 and who raised the most amount of money. So in quarter one of 2023, Joe Biden did not announce that he was, oh, wait, you know what? Before we go into that, I want to talk about how there are 3 different types of fundraising. There is campaign fundraising that is specifically by the president himself, okay, or the candidate themselves. There's joint fundraising committees, which means you're working with the party and the candidate themselves.
Okay.
And then there's just the party committee itself. So there's 3 different ways to raise money, okay? So in quarter one, Joe Biden has not announced that he's running for president yet. So the party committee raised about $25 million, the Democratic Party.
Okay.
The Republican Party raised about $25 million, but the Trump campaign, with combination with the party, was able to raise like another 30. So quarter one, Trump's raising like $50 million. Joe Biden's raising 25. Okay. Quarter two, the numbers start changing. Joe Biden starts raising more money. Now he's announced. Now Joe Biden's raising like 63 million. Trump's raising around 50. Quarter three, they even out. Both raise about 80 million bucks. Quarter four is where things change. Joe Biden raises with the party and everything. He raises about $115 million in quarter four of 2023 alone.
Insane.
Trump only raised $40 million.
That's insane.
He is winning.
That's so much money.
He is winning the funding race. How much money is this? Okay. So the campaign has $117 million in cash on hand. He has $117 million in the bank. Again, this is money directly donated to the Biden's campaign or to the Democratic National Committee and state parties. Okay. He's got $117 million bucks. This beats the $67 million that was raised by Obama in the fourth quarter of 2011. And it beats Hillary Clinton's fundraising fourth quarter of 2015. This is now the record amount of money that has ever been raised. Adjusted for inflation, it's still more.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now, this is a problem. Well, then let's give a breakdown who's donating. So there were 520,000 contributions in the fourth quarter of 2023, and 97% of which were below $200.
Wow.
That is awesome.
Is that to Biden or is that to both?
So that is to the Biden campaign specifically.
Okay.
That isn't to the Democratic National Committee, I don't think.
Okay.
That is specifically to the Biden campaign.
Okay.
That's a lot of money
Yeah.
to come from that small amount of dollars each time, guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a big deal. That's a really big deal. That means that the right people are, when I say the right people, I want the Democratic Party to be a healthy mix of suburbanite, college-educated liberals who want to see a greater society and working class people who are pushing for unionization efforts, who are struggling, who are in poverty. That means that those people are bought into the concept that Joe Biden is selling.
Yes.
Right? They're willing to give some money so that Joe Biden can stay in office.
Yes. They think that Biden's policies are actually helping them.
Yes. So Trump's election campaign only reported raising $19 million during the last 3 months of 2023. When I say $19 million, that is his campaign specifically. Okay. So what is happening here? Republicans are losing the funding race. Okay. And not only that, Trump isn't able to spend his money as efficiently as Joe Biden. Why? Because the largest super PAC supporting the former president, this is known as MAGA Incorporated, sent $30 million to a separate Trump group known as Save America. Save America has been paying for Trump's legal bills during the second half of 2023. Okay?
Wow.
This is more than twice what it had sent in the first half of 2023. He is bleeding money fighting back on these legal bills.
Yeah.
And he's only going to be bleeding more.
Yes. Definitely.
So it's only going to get worse and worse for him as the months go on here. And I just don't think that the Republicans are going to be able to match what the Democrats are raising.
No, I don't think so either. I mean, of course, the broader conversation then is how much do you think the money will influence the election?
Well, yeah. And then that goes into the other question, right? How much will the money influence the election?
Yeah.
A little.
Yeah.
Oh, when I say, a little amount of money difference won't have that much of an impact.
Okay.
If you have a large money difference, I think it very well could.
Okay.
If you have a massive monetary difference and you're able to fund in-person, get out the vote efforts, right? And you're able to do all of this.
Yeah.
That changes the fucking game.
Yeah, I also feel like for Biden, the money might be more important because he has real substantive issues and wins to talk about and communicate. It's not an awareness issue. I think money used wisely can actually get a much wider array of people to understand everything he's done and how exactly it has helped the country.
Yeah, and he's doing a really, really large ad blitz. He's bought I think over $100 million worth of ads.
Really?
Now, why is that so great? Because he's buying them early, which means he's getting them on a discount. He's buying them months and months in advance.
Okay.
So like these $100 million worth of ads that he's purchasing, first of all, they're targeted into the swing states. Second of all, they are purchased so far in advance that he's getting them on discounted rates, which means that when Trump and the Republicans operate into high gear, each ad that they buy is going to end up costing more, which means the Biden dollars will be going further than the Trump dollars. And then in addition to this, because more of Biden's money is coming from campaign-specific funding than Trump's funding, this is another aspect of elections that we should know about going into this. Campaigns actually get a discount to buying ads.
Okay.
Because they want to incentivize campaigns to get their messages out.
Yeah.
So when a campaign itself buys an ad, it actually spends less than a super PAC chooses to buy an ad.
I see.
A super PAC has to spend like twice as much money than a campaign has to spend to get the same ad on the same TV at the same station at the same time for the same amount of minutes.
Interesting.
So a campaign spending money on ads is way more efficient.
Okay.
So there's a lot of intricacies going on into this. And then I want to give a breakdown. Well, when did Trump see the most amount of fundraising? Well, 2 moments. April 4th, that was when the hush money indictment came out.
Yeah.
He raised $3.9 million on that day alone.
Wow.
The next day was August 25th, which this was post the Georgia mugshots. He raised $4.2 million on that day alone. Those 2 days are like carrying his Q3 numbers, right? And so it's hard to say whether or not that's good or bad for him because there are only going to be more and more of those moments as we go on, I feel like.
Do you think so?
Well, that's kind of the question I have. Are those moments gone now? Is the shock factor of the indictments over?
I kind of think so.
Yeah, I think so too.
Like there aren't going to be new indictments coming down. It's just going to be legal proceedings.
Yes.
Like it's all the boring shit now.
You're right. Now it's all the boring shit, which means that these fundraising boosts might be over. And, you know, those things that have really been carrying him through the Q3 won't be around.
I think so. Also, to be clear, the April money, that's Q2. So it is.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. April 2 is the quarter.
Yes.
April is the Q2. But in August, we had 2 indictments. We had the Georgia mugshots and we had the January 6th.
Yes.
So that's where that Q3.
There were multiple spikes still then.
Yes.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, that's just kind of where we are with the fundraising race. It's going to be really interesting to watch because you always say money doesn't decide the winner, it picks the winner. Or it goes towards the winner. It doesn't pick the winner.
It follows the winner.
It follows the winner.
Yeah, exactly.
And so this could be a good sign for Biden.
Yeah, well, and we'll definitely do some analysis of like the actual campaign strategies as this goes on to see how this money is used because I am really curious.
Yeah.
Just to see mechanically where do they decide to put these investments?
Yeah, and I think there's going to be a lot of money flowing into Michigan real soon, and we should talk about that because Michigan is going to be Biden's some most important work.
Yeah.
Is going to be coming out of Michigan. So anyway, that's the fundraising race. We'll keep updated as much as we can.